Mm. Turn this off. Boop. Oh shoot, I forgot that. Hey buddy, I'm gonna be up here recording. Okay. Hold on. Hi, I'm here. Sorry. My mom is also here, so I was helping her as well. I should have done it at 10:25, but hi, give me 1 second. I will put on the camera. I need to grab stuff. And I need to go finish helping my mom. Put you here. I'll be back. 1 second. Switching so I can sit down. 1 second. Okay. All right. I said this week was gonna be busy for me. So here we are. How are you doing? Good? I hope so. Have you eaten? All the things? Good day, morning, evening, afternoon. I say that, but I know what, typically know what time zone, but I always do a general thing like that. All right, so I'm gonna start back with this, because that's what I said I was going to do today. And then I am going to have something at the end. Pardon me. Okay, so I wanted to read the very front portion of this. The Art of Shinku, the ultimate traveler's guide of this planet, the first intergalactic art form of the entire universe. Oh, well, anyways. Health is a princess in this art form because responsibility is an honor, most missed if it goes. Humor is a prince in this art form because happiness is more valuable than gold. Philosophy is a king in this art form because the world is not flat, nor are we alone in its time. Imagination is a queen in this art form because without it, our dreams cannot ever come true. And then I was going to read a small blurb about like their explanation of it before I read the other stories. The Mark of Shinku. This is the mark. Okay. Shinku translates into English according to context and area variously, ergo, pure traveler, secret stranger, dark visitor, or phantom passenger. The art encompasses by far the widest diversity of skills and knowledge from by far the widest spectrum of cultures and locations ever. You will see why later. Although this first formal contribution from our planet was mainly researched in Asia, an exact definition of the art is elusive, a state of mind, a spiritual elevation, a conditioning of the body, or an evolving setting of life. It is what you make it, but its 4 basic philosophies remain the same for all situations. They are simple but disturbing and govern all conscious progress in life. Most specifically, however, this art is that of the traveler on and or preparing for a journey. It is applicable to any journey, anywhere, anyhow, anytime, and to every logically aware being in existence. This ancient skill will, and actually already has in these few seconds, change your life. And you, by being different, have already changed the circumstances of the entire universe. Perhaps a bit, perhaps a lot, but forever. Don't laugh, because soon you may cry. The logic is deep. Just remain calm. Okay, but I don't quite understand it yet. Where does this art come from? First answer. Where did F equals ma come from? The formula bears Isaac Newton's name and is a law of physics, but force equals mass times acceleration is a principle that existed long before this planet did. So it was that the art of Shinku came to us on our speck in space, perhaps in Cambodian jungle, the Pacific Islands, the Andes Mountains, or the deserts of Egypt, tens of thousands of years ago, but it surely came to others long before us somewhere, because its applicability is directly and devastatingly proportional to the degree of advancement we or they achieve. Today, the spiritual and physical travelers of our age are its unwitting exponents. We all, to a lesser or greater degree, are its followers. For who among us has not dreamed of, planned, or embarked on many journeys in their lifetime? And who among us will not take that most uncertain voyages at its end? However, most incredibly, as it applies totally and indiscriminately and timelessly to all intelligent life anywhere, it is therefore universally exchangeable, and thus we appear to have, on our 2000th birthday, because this was published in 2000, recognize at last what logically always was the first intergalactic art form, the Mark of Shinku symbols. Okay, so these are the 4 different, which I realize each story is in front of. Again, I still haven't read all of it because it's this kind of stuff. I don't do it. I don't typically do that. I just like flip through it and like, oh, this is interesting. Oh, this is interesting. So there's that. Okay. So the cell, the physics of movement, basic logic. Movement changes circumstance, and without change, there can be no improvement. The beast, the mysticism of the unknown, basic logic. Within each of us lie the hopes and fears of everyone else. That, wow. Let me read that again. I liked that a lot when I read it yesterday. Within each of us lie the hopes and fears of everyone else. The directions, whether we know it or not, right? Because it can be applied anyway. The directions of destiny, the four bells, the directions of destiny, basic logic, the choices of a single second affect all those that follow. The spirituality of action, the sword, basic logic. The means to any end is ultimately within the spirit. All right, now going to the story. Okay. So, the physician, I'll show you the art after I read it. The means to any ends is ultimately within the spirit. Note, the four logics of Shinku are jointly relevant and inextricably interlinked, together and with devastating applicability, proportional to species advancement they govern. All conscious progress in all situations throughout all time, transcending all frontiers intergalactically. And is this the character? Okay, so this is the Black Monk, which I will read. Here's the art. So I don't lose my spot. That's the Black Monk right there. It says, origin, reputed to have walked from Africa to East Asia, history, joined a Buddhist monastery in North China, remarks, studied martial and therapeutic exercise for 8 years, friend of Short Monk, reputed mercenary in South Japan. The back of this, age sage, I beg you hear, this sad tale of yesteryear, in foreign parts with elements rife, without a care came I through life, until this day that I must pay for indiscretions which dormant lay, sins and tears I bring you here, in search of wisdom's breath so near. Okay, and that's the art. Okay, the next story. The Sailor. The Sailor. Movement changes circumstance, and without change, there can be no improvement. Note, the four logics of Shinku are jointly relevant and... Wait, it says this every time? Never mind, it's the same thing every time. The specific thing is on the back. Okay, so this character is Wu Chen. I'll show you her in a second. Origin, born one of 5 kids on farm, burnt by extremists. History, sent by state to live with evil aunt, ran away. Remarks, worked on fake junk 7 years, then owned, smuggling immigrants to Hong Kong, was imprisoned and escaped 3 times, quite rich, skilled martial arts, unaware of Sister Who. Interesting. Okay, here's my spot. That's Wu Chen. Okay, on the back of this, see the sailor by the shore, forever waiting by the door, too many years away from home, the spirit ever longs to roam, distant seas and foreign land, beckon lay a temptress hand. The art. I get to do this with you. Okay, now, interestingly, Lom King is the martial artist. So I need to see, was there a separate thing for him as the martial artist? No. All right. Within each of us lie the hopes and fears of everyone else. The back of this says, to this ancient book I must turn, the skills of a master for to learn, of movements graceful, let me start over. To this ancient book I must turn, the skills of a master for to learn, of movements graceful as a dove, more deadly than rejected love. Ooh. That's the art. And that's everything. That's all. They even do the whole like face stuff. See? All those things. Anyway, that was all with that. Anyway, we are going to relocate. I'm going to go to a different part of the house so I can talk to you. Nothing bad. Oh, I wanted to show this because I noticed it yesterday. They give log pages. It even includes like jokes. Like there's so many things, like games for kids. It's really anyway. It's stain removal. It includes stain removal. I mean, there's everything. How to make lotions. Anyway. All right. Give me just a second. I'm going to turn this off for a moment while I get up. Put that down. Okay, I'm going to turn this on and turn this. All right, let me switch from this. No, Mom, I just wanted to go upstairs. Love you. All right, I'm going to turn off the camera now. What lights am I should have brought my water. Oh well. Alrighty. I don't know about this. Oh my gosh, I'll tell you. It never. Make sure. I must stretch my dress out. I don't know about this angle. I might have to hold the phone. We'll see. Hi. Okay, nothing's showing. Wanted to make sure everything was going to show. Man, I'll tell you, this really makes me self-conscious about my house. Like, the cleanliness. It's like... yeah. Yeah, it's like, it's so different. When it's just not yourself. And other things take your time. I have talked about that before. When did I talk about it here? I think I talked about it somewhere else. I was working 2 jobs, and yeah, I don't even know how I did that. 2 full-time jobs. I don't know how I did it. One was overnight, and another one was during the day, and I basically was losing my mind. But I had this furnished townhome to myself, and the days that I did have off, I would just spend cleaning, like cleaning the baseboards and all this stuff, and then I would cry because I had all this stuff. For what reason? Nothing inside, just me. Anyway, so sometimes I've got to remind myself things can't be perfect to a T all the time, because there's living that's happening. Hmm. So this next portion, I'll say goodbye, but this next portion is going to be for a specific person only. And I'm sure people will still stay, but I am giving that, and I'll say goodbye. Bye. I hope you have a good day, night, evening, morning, whatever it may be. Good luck to you and all that you do. Thank you so much for your love and care. Thank you for your time and attention. I appreciate you very much. Thank you for the laughs, all that. So I wanted to take time to just talk to you, because this space has changed. Not just this space, right? The other space, for whatever reason, everything has become public when I tried to make it where it wasn't. I didn't want to be found. This whole thing that I do, it was weird because, and again, it's funny how I believe it's the Holy Spirit being like a nudging. When I found, I was like, oh, I have that on my profile. That's old. Why do you even have that there? So I deleted it. And that's when the next man said, I don't want to be found, right? I do this ultimately to obey God. But what started all of this was to give thanks, to share my thankfulness, to pay back kindness. And then it was like, oh, this also is where I can apply myself of like having that thing for me that I'm able to do for myself of writing, right? Like to write and share that. And then as time has gone along, right, and it's transitioned a little bit, I've come to find that everything is so tied up together. Everything is so together, so tied up together. And like I thanked God this last week. So I was like, thank you, Lord, for giving me words, because I haven't had anything come to mind. I haven't felt anything to say, to speak, anything. And then I was like, okay, God, well, whatever you want me to do, I will do. So it's about being obedient to him, but it was always about being available, right? So I'm going to lead with that. I've openly acknowledged that I'm trying to figure out how to navigate this now, more than once. So it's not something that you need to tell me. I'm all aware. I've felt it. Because I've told you, in the crowded spaces, it's crowded. I don't even... So the thing that you're used to, yeah, there's growing that has to occur and transitioning, but I, one, acknowledged it. Two, it is a bit of a double standard, because in the crowded space, well, when was the last time only you? And then For a split second, we had a moment. I get out of protection, whatever it may be, that passed. Before then, when was it? I don't know, July of last year, maybe? So the thing that you get to have every single day So I'm well aware of how it feels to not have the attention that you want. But I have actively tried and try to make sure that you're aware of my attention. I do not do things that are romantic, lovey-dovey, whatever it may be, for anybody else. If that happens here, it's only for one person. It's not for anybody else. So I wanted to take a moment to talk with you. The unfair thing about this all is that I don't know that you're here when you're here. It's unfair, right? I don't know what you feel or thinking in the moment. That's unfair. I don't know how to fix that. I think it's just the way things are. I'm not going to allow comments. People say crazy things, and I don't want that part of me to be agitated. It's not very good. I wouldn't want to be here. I wouldn't want to be in this space. So, unfortunately, there is a transitioning, right? And a change. Growing pains. But I am actively trying and have expressed that I am. So, you know. In this moment, I'm not, all I feel is love. You know? Love and the want to play a game with you for any reason. Play cards or something. I don't have anything here. I just have my books. I need a dust. It's really bothering me as I sit here. I just did it though. I literally just did it last week. So annoying. Anywho, yeah. Oh, also, if I should have said this before, but it's here, and if people are watching it still, if I post songs that are part of a carousel, they're solely for you, nobody else. I do it, the other one, more of for every single person, right, as a group, because everybody can, right? So it's never just for one person, it's for everyone. You, the core, them, everyone. Unless it's very clearly you and I. But I did want to say that. And even that's going to change a little bit, right? Because I'm aware. Like, there's things I would not have done if I were aware that space were, being viewed. I just wouldn't have done it. It's not who I am. I'm not. I'm very private. Very, 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 very private. I think this has created this misconception that I'm not. But I am. Yeah. But God knows what he's doing. And he knows why things have to occur, and things that are needed. And I will obey him if he tells me to say something. So I know you're not saying not to, like to not help other people. I'm not saying that you're not, by the way. I'm just saying that if there's a time that I feel to pause and to like share something, I'm going to do it. Again, I don't think that's your spirit at all. I'm just saying that I want to obey whatever it is that he tells me to do. Mm-hmm. But also, too, I think it's really beautiful, because what a beautiful thing to be a part of. What a beautiful space. So thank you for that, for bringing that into my life. I guess I should thank God first, then you, and the core, all of you. Anywho, that's all. I love you. I'm getting my mom's here because later on I have to leave. And I'm getting my hair trimmed and touched up in color. Oh, I feel like so, yeah, we'll see how short I get it. Good luck with everything that you're doing. If ever, I want to say this too, during all that whole moment, if ever I was harshly speaking, I was never thinking of you. So I apologize if you felt that was directed towards you. You were just an innocent bystander. Except for when I thought, that one time. But after that is what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. It's already 34 minutes now. I should let you go. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for the things that you do. Always stating where your heart is, even though it's not out loud. It is out loud, I've seen. So thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Love you. Have a good day, night, evening, morning, whatever it may